Ladies and gentlemen, it is here, the beta version of FM24, and I'm ready to bring you my beta save. Let's get right into it. As you probably guessed from the thumbnail, and you can see on this screen, we are going to be managing Borussia Dortmund. Let's have a little look around the club. Here we have the club expectations. Play attacking football, develop players using the youth system. Play entertaining football, sign players based in Germany, preferably German, and preferably under 23 for the first team. Actionable objectives, sell or sign players to sell for profit and work within the wage budget. Informal is maximum 1 year contracts for players over the age of 34. 5-year plan, reach at least the knockout stage of the Champions League and qualify for the Champions League. Work towards developing the best youth system in the country, and they reckon by the end of next season we should be reaching the latter stages of the Champions League and winning the Bundesliga. We'll have to see about that. We move on to have a quick look at our squad. If we sort by ability, the game believes that our goalkeeper Gregor Kobel is our best player, followed by Schlotterbeck, Brand, Sula, Marco Reus, Haller and Hummels. Only 3 stars of ability for the likes of Gio Reyna, Adeyemi, Makoku's 2.5, Bino Gittins 2.5, the Ramville's only 2. So there's not a lot of massive quality here. Obviously, when we sort by potential, the top 3 there, Duranville, Makoku, Reyna, all saying 5-star potential ability. Bino Gittins 4.5. So I'm surprised Adeyemi's not a bit higher, but it is what it is. Obviously, there's a big Jude Bellingham sized hole in this squad. Scouting wise, I don't know why that's come up. I don't need any of this. Only 8.57 million to spend. Probably not going to be able to add to the squad unless we offload some dead wood, to be honest. Transfer wise, Jude Bellingham is already at Madrid, even though this is real world, and it doesn't look like they've given us the transfer money to spend. Players coming in, Marcel Sabitzer joins us on the 24th of July, so in a week. Jermaine Nishalka, he's got Schalke in his name, he can't be popular, joins us on the 3rd of August. And then all the way forward at deadline day, Nicholas Fulkrug. Apologies if I butchered that, but joins us from Werder Bremen for 6 million, rising to 12. In terms of the outs, Koulibaly joins Antwerp. Namandi Collins is going to Frankfurt. He's been good on the last couple of football managers, so a bit disappointed to be losing him. Thorgan Hazard joins Anderlecht on the 6th of September. And that's it. So not a lot of money coming in through the door. So yes, we might have to move some players on if we're going to improve this squad this season at least. I mean, our scouts have already found us this potential wonder kid, 18-year-old German, Justin Dale. Answers on a postcard. I'll have to learn some German pronunciations. They've given him an A- rating. It's a pretty good stats. It's probably all that we'd be able to afford, if anyone. But what I'm going to do, just because it's real world mode, I'm just not going to sign anyone first window. I'm just going to keep with the normal transfers and see how we get on. Tactics wise then, this is what I'm going to go for season 1. We're going to go mainly with a 4-3-3. I mean, if you aren't playing with inverted fullbacks and a libero in the beta version, are you even playing FM? We're going to have a ball winning midfielder, box to box and a Metsala. Then I've gone for another couple of tactics here. This one is just a more attacking version or a more positive version of that 4-3-3. There's a couple more attack duties in there. The fullbacks go to wing backs and we have a bit more in the midfield. And then there's also a 4-2-3-1 if we do need to get funky with something, get maybe one more body pushed up further up the pitch. Wing back on attack, libero, because as I said, are you even playing FM24 if you don't have a libero in a back 4? But yeah, so if we're going to go with a normal tactic, if we were to pick without restriction, best 11 would look like this. Kobel in goal, Ben Sabini, Schlotterbeck, Hummels and Sula. Emre Can, Sally Ozcan, Julian Brandt, Daniel Marlon, Marco Reus, and Sebastian Haller. To be honest, I don't see that being our starting 11. I see Adeyemi going in there. I'd probably see Mokoku starting up front, if not anyone else. Maybe Marlon starts up front. Maybe Haller starts up front. We'll see how pre-season goes. Back four, yeah, I think so. I'd like to find a role for Gio Reyna, possibly in there instead of Julian Brandt. Maybe Royce goes up front, Brandt goes out onto the left. We'll have a little play around and we'll just see what sticks. Another place loads of players is going to be going straight away is the staff. And as you can see, we do not have a set piece coach. So let's go and fix that. Before I have a little play around with the set pieces, this is the default one I've loaded up. If we preview it with our starting 11, looks like aerial threats, Sula, Haller, that's where the ball's going to be aimed. You've got creators, Royce and Brandt lurking outside the box. Hoping I go forwards, I'm hoping he's going to run into the box late. And recovery defenders, yeah, it's pretty good. We're going to have a little play around with this, try and see if we can come up with a funky corner routine. And then see if we can make it overpowered in the match engine and score loads of goals. So we've had a little play around, and as you can see, they're a bit awkward with all of the tactics, but hopefully in time, once set piece coach is in and there's some training on it, they're going to know these routines like the back of their hands. We're going to introduce ourselves to the squad now. I'm going to tell them that for the Bundesliga, I think we're going to qualify for the Champions League. I like that here you can kind of select what ones you want to talk about, and if you don't want to talk about, say, Champions League expectations, which I don't really want to, we can just do with nothing else to talk about and you can walk out. You don't even have to tell them about the code of conduct if you don't want to. I'd recommend that you probably do, because I'd imagine if you say all the right things, these will all be pointing upwards and you'll have fantastic morale around the club. And at the same time, that's provided you pick the right options. If you upset them, at the same time, this could all go down. But at the moment, we've got some average support, which you'd expect. We've only just turned up. Nobody knows who we are. But we have an excellent dressing room atmosphere. So let's try and build on that as we go through pre-season. We've just got an email in our inbox about player targets and promises update. Obviously, we haven't made any yet. But when I'm just looking at the targets, it says here, an effective negotiating tool that can be used to help improve the performance and happiness of your players, as well as convincing them to put pen to paper during contract negotiations. Empowering players to be able to take charge of their own future can have a very positive outcome for the club. So let's go to a player like, say, Adeyemi. How do we set him a target? Development maybe? Training, tactics, progress. No. Contract, overview. Okay, we'll have to find out how we do that then. Maybe it's just during contract negotiations. Answers on a postcard, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news. Dortmund have hired a set-piece coach. Fraser Pilkington, a 32-year-old from England, comes in. He's got 19 for set pieces. Set piece FC incoming. Watch this space. Fast forward a few days. We're one day away from Sabitzer arriving, but I've realised that I didn't look at a development centre. We've had this email come in our inbox which has reminded me, so let's have a look. I mean, he's leaving. Our most highly rated youth potential player, Mandy Collins, is leaving on a jet plane, and we do not know when he will be back again. He's joining Frankfurt on the 9th and the 8th. He will be sorely missed. Such a shame. But anywho, Koulibaly's 3-star potential. Surely we've got better than that. Okay, so we've got some 4-star potentials in our under-19s. We've got Tyler Miser, a 16-year-old defender. Solid mentals, okay physicals. Again, not sure we're going to see any of these players in the beta save, because chances of going beyond a couple of seasons in a couple of weeks are very, very slim. What else have we got in the dev centre? The second team. Okay, Julian Rykoff's there. Yeah, we know him from previous FMs. Marion Kirsch is a 3.5 star. So, not a massive talent pool, has to be said. Maybe we'll have to go scouting for some cheap young players to build a future around. Having a little look at who's on the transfer list or available for loan, and it appears Rafinha is transfer listed at the start. 37 million. I mean, we can't afford him, but I'd say he's going to be a very decent signing for someone. I wonder if we can bring him in on loan. The deal's there, mandatory future fee. I don't like that. We'll do an optional future fee. How about that? Suggest terms. Okay, then they want us to cover 200 grand of his weight. Sorry, Rafinha won't be joining us. Angel Correa, is he? We'll scout him. We'll see what our scouts say about old Angel. 28 years old. I mean, he's not old by any stretch of the imagination, but he's not in those wonder kid years anymore as he was in years gone by. Decent stats though. Stats, what do I call them stats? They're attributes, Paul. Dribbling 16, flair 17. I mean, I feel like we're okay in the wings though. I'd say if I was looking to strengthen anywhere, possibly centre back or full back, and there's no Harry Maguire. I mean, it's not very Dortmund of us to go after a 30-year-old that's on 200 grand a week, is it? So I don't think he'll be the answer to our problems. Much more pondering and head scratching to do on this one. Well, I may just have found the player I was looking for. Umar Soleil from RB Salzburg. Now, this is a Dortmund-style signing. 23, so maybe Dortmund, if they were going to sign him in real life, they would have signed him a little bit sooner. But I'm sure Football Manager players are no stranger to this beast. He's 6'4", he's 81 kilograms, he's got a 16 for jumping reach. He's fairly strong, only going to get better. 15 for marking, 13 for tackling, 13 heading. But for 5 to 8 million, let's see if we can make some magic happen. Okay, I can see they still love a percentage of next sale. 4.7 over 6 months. Can we get that down to 2 million with 5.5 up front? No, okay. 5.5 up front and 2.8. 50 games. Are you kidding? 1 million after 50 games. There we go. I'm still a master negotiator. I'm not really. 9 times out of 10, I just cave to whatever demands they ask for, or just do it. Click a couple of minuses 3 or 4 times. That usually works. Okay, boys and girls, are you ready? It's time to try and experiment with one of the features I was probably looking forward to the most, and that is the hire an intermediary to sell player feature. How is this going to work? Intermediary is a formula that no club considers a deal for Mayer to be viable, as he's only just signed a new contract. You may want to discuss this with Mayer to find a solution. Okay, well, we'll put a pin in that then. Who else was I looking at potentially getting rid of? Okay, Prince Arning's got only 3-star potential and he's got some interest. Okay, here we go. To gain insight into a player's market value, I've spoken to a number of intermediaries. Select which one you want to help with the sale of this player. Using an intermediary will result both in a percentage of the loan fee being taken as a commission, as well as any cut of any final transfer. Okay, so it seems like you've got choice of 4 agents, 2 worldwide, 2 continental. I'm guessing that will change depending on the reputation of your club, maybe, or the level you're at. They're all saying loan, and they all want a different percentage. But having said that, there's different time scales as well. Tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening, afternoon. Okay. Well, this guy tomorrow evening wants the least amount and can potentially get us the most amount. So let's go with, say this guy, Isla Kamara. That's a female name. So, Isla, please do us a favour and get some money for Prince Arning. And just like that, the following evening, we have a loan offer from Sparta Rotterdam. Permanent, overall if the deal becomes permanent, 150k. I'm not seeing... intermediate fee is locked at 2.1k. That's the 5%. It's an optional future fee of 61k. I'll be honest, I think if it's just a case of loaning them out, because it's 61k, that's not a lot of difference. I'd rather keep my 2.1k in my pocket, but it's interesting to see how that works. I'll be having a lot of fun with that over the coming weeks, I can tell you. Okay, so Marcel Lotka has agreed to move on loan to Strasbourg. And here we have set loan target for Lotka. Let's have a little play around with this then, shall we? I'd like to set your target for your loan spell. If you can prove yourself, I'll give you more playing time when you come back. If you can prove yourself during your loan spell, I'll make your first choice goal. Okay, I don't think I will, but I can't really not say that now. Oh, he's not really interested. Okay, well, that's me told. I feel like that's going to be a good feature, just probably not in that instance. So it's game time. Our first game in charge of Dortmund. It's against 1860 Munich in the Cup, and we have actually signed Soleil. He's come in from Salzburg, as you saw previously. I'll be honest, I did record a little welcome to him, I thought I did. Turns out I actually had the recording still playing when I thought it was paused, so when I pressed play to start recording, it actually paused recording and I waffled and nobody heard any of it. So it's fine. It's fine. I showed you him before. You know how much we paid for him. He's in and he starts on the bench today, or does he? This is the assistant manager's team that he's put together. I'll be honest, I do prefer the thought of Sule as a libero as opposed to someone like Hummels. Hummels is probably better on the ball, but with his advancing years, I don't really want him kind of running up and down more than he should. But we'll have a play around with it. We'll see how Sule copes in there. And I like the idea of Adeyemi up front, Brandt and Reina on the sides. It's only against Munich. Marco Reus, when he's back and fit. Oh, he is fit. Why is he not in there? Not even on the bench. Okay, we don't need him. Marco Reus comes in on the bench. He can actually play central midfielder, so as well. 34 now, so his best years are probably behind him. But if we do switch to the 4-2-3-1, he can definitely come in there and cause some havoc. All right then, boys and girls, are you ready to see some new match engine stuff? I know I am. Rain is lacking match sharpness. Well, there's only one way to get that in there, and that is playing matches. I mean, this all looks fairly similar, doesn't it? There's no real changes in this part of it. Here we go then. Don't recognise any of their names. Didn't expect to. Yeah. Match graphics and all that seem fairly similar. This is all the same. A few huddles. Oh, what's this? Go away. Right. We need to get this done to the recommended settings. There we have it. Here we go then. Oh, look at that. Sula. Click on him. There, he's already in the midfield. Here's Reina. Cuts to the byline. Can't get there. Whoa, we're going to see one of our fancy new corner routines in operation. Julian Brandt strolls across. One arm up. What does that mean? That means he's aiming for the far post. Oh, it's headed away. How perfect would it have? Sack the set piece coach. He's useless. 19 for set pieces. Not having it. Okay, we'll give him a little bit more time to settle in. Maybe once he learns the language, that could be a thing. That could be a thing. Well, no shots to speak of so far, so That's fantastic. Okay. Munich attack, which we've scarpered relatively quickly. Here comes Adeyemi. How quick is he? He's getting away from his man. He dribbles, he takes it out wide. Look at Sula. Look at Sula. Oh, Julian Brandt with a goal. But Nicholas Sula was he was there. He was on the spot. That's a centre back. Oh man, look at him. Look at him go. Oh, this role is going to be so much fun. He's actually like the fourth most advanced player in the 11, and he's a centre. Oh, I can see absolute carnage in some of the draft tournaments. Here's Gio Reyna, Ben Sabani. That's going to be a mouthful over the course of the season. Adeyemi at the ready, can't get his cross across, and it's another corner. Okay, set piece coach, what have you got for us this time? It's the other arm raised. Is it a different routine? No, it is still to the back post towards Sula again. This time it's gone out on the other side. We're having a left-footed in-swinger. What? It's going to be far post again, I'm sure it is. Yep, Sula at the back post. He gets there. He heads it on goal. I mean, I've got 3 routines loaded and I put them to all be as often as each other, and we've had 3 that have gone straight to the back post. So I'm not sure. Well, apparently we've had 4 corners. Maybe one of the ones that wasn't highlight worthy was one of the other routines and it just didn't really work. Who knows? We'll never know. Unless there's some kind of set piece data thing that we could look at. That might be good. Imagine in the data hub you could see which one of your routines is more successful. That could be a thing. I'm going to shut up now because that might just be me raising my own expectations to something that's never going to come. Speaking of never going to come, I was expecting a bit more from this team. I mean, I've changed it there trying to be all clever, and what I've ended up doing is actually making it so I can't really make the changes I want to. So, I think then, as we discussed, Marco Reus can come on for him and play in a shadow striker role. Koku can come on for Gio Reyna, not having the best of times, and we'll just do that to shuffle the personnel around a bit and see if that provides a little bit more attacking intent. Maybe it's just I like that. It nearly ended up in us conceded a goal, but I like the fact the keeper kind of went over to one side. The ball hit the wall and nearly caught him out. Here's another one. Well, I don't know if it's just the routines, because it's saying we've had 6. But I think far post corners look like they're more threatening from what I've seen so far. Play for set pieces. Okay. Set piece FC. I mean, I'm starting to think that this might be a bit of a struggle this season. If we're only beating 1860 1-0, it might not be 1-0 for long. It is. I like the little goalkeeper animation. It's all little things that, I don't want to say little things that make you excited. You can take that however you want. Here's Sula playing a little bit more deep. He's not gone running up yet. Is he a libero in this system? I'm sure he's still a libero in this system. Here he goes. Look at that. He's there, up next to Chan and number 41, Sabitzer. Julian Brandt now down the left. Cuts it back to Bessabini. Bursts into the box. Smashes it. And that is a fantastic goal from our left back. He is not even... What's he on? Wing back on a support? Maybe a wing back on attack? But he does well here. Julian Brandt just... look where he picks it up. Beats his man to the ball. Drives into the box. That's a tidy little finish from him, to be fair. I'm liking the match engine so far. I mean, you can quote me on that probably in a couple of weeks when the players start stopping the ball and the defenders start stopping the ball for the strikers to nick it off them and stuff like that. Just trying to waffle hard to take the attention away from the fact that we've conceded. I mean, where's our libero? Where's our libero? He wasn't in front of the ball, where he wasn't. But anyway, hopefully we still scrape through this game. It looks like we will. Yep, I think we say. Oh no, we've got a corner. Adeyemi. Oh, here we go. Separate routine. Out to Marco Reus. Bang! Oh. Yeah. Yeah, we'll gloss over the fact that we only just scraped by them. I'm excited. I think with the tactics going to have a little bit of tweaking to do. But I think we're in a good place. Right then, boys and girls, hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please leave a like on the video. Please subscribe to the channel. It's a new game cycle. There's going to be tons of FM24 beta content coming out left, right and centre. So every little interaction on the video will make a massive difference. And I will see you next week when we look to push on and try and topple the mighty Bayern Munich.